Hey, Jeff, do you know what type of podcast we are?
Well, we're not a history podcast.
That's correct. We're a comedy podcast. So any jokes, skits, or anything else we say is not reflective of our organizations, businesses, or any sponsors that we're associated with, even charities. So remind yourself, if you're offended, it's okay. It's just a joke.
Comic books, movies, growing up with Rokusuki. Superman before Zack Snyder ruined him. Michael Keaton was the best Batman, while Christian Bale was just deadpan. No one remembers the other ones. Princess Leia in bikinis and Transformer Lamborghinis. Please don't let Shia LaBeouf ever act again.
Please, God, no.
Remembering tales from the crypt, back when Michael Bay wrote good scripts.
He wrote the
All
scripts.
right here is no mystery. It's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas. It's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas.
Podcast.
Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode number 579. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Brian.
Hey, 4 out of 5 ain't bad, as Meatloaf says. Welcome, everybody, to the History of Bad Ideas. This is our big episode. This is our 11th anniversary episode. I didn't even tell you that. This is 11 years ago we started this.
Happy birthday, Hobie.
Woo!
Do we have cake?
We got Christmas tree
We have
cakes.
Little Debbie's.
Yeah, Little Debbie's.
Okay, I already ate mine.
We also have mac and cheese candy canes, which we have to try.
And then we have some Oreo candy canes, too.
And we also have possum candy canes.
And we also have Vlasic Pickleball's Dill Pickle Corn Puffs.
Ooh.
And we also have Pringles Hot Ones.
That's from Apans himself.
It is the Los Calientes hot sauce by Hot Ones is the flavor.
That could be rough.
Well, I don't think that's the hottest one they have.
What do you think it is?
Well, I think it's going to be a hot chip.
Yeah. Yeah. So welcome, everybody. 11 years. Thanks for listening for those 11 years. If you can do us a favor, give us a review on iTunes or whatever it's called now, Apple Podcast. We would appreciate it. On YouTube Music. Go to Nerdly. Tell them that you love us. Nerdly.co.uk.
Preferably good reviews.
Yeah.
But if it's a bad review, at least be funny.
Yeah. Amazon Music.
Good pods.
We do eat on the podcast because that's part of our shtick now is, we try different foods. So there you go. Well, for the last 10 years.
Yeah, the first year it wasn't.
Yeah, I would say first 3 years.
I think it's kind of when I joined up.
Yeah. You're around 6 years, I think, now. 5 years.
I did have that bologna whipped cream sandwich.
You did. I remember that vividly. We're right outside the Hobie walls here.
I don't know. It was a year or two before COVID, I thought I joined up, so it's almost 7.
Wow. Okay. Remember when we just did Zoom during COVID?
Yep.
Didn't miss an episode, though. But anyways, so welcome, everybody. Blake's not here this week. That seems pretty true for him for an anniversary show not to be here.
Well, he didn't tell us, so he didn't know to be here.
That's true.
He just knew it was going to be cold and knows how cold your basement gets.
I just want to let you know we have a new heater, a new furnace in the house now, or Jim, so we'll not get that cold for Blake.
He tried to call you Blake and Brian before Jim.
Yes.
He did.
I was having a stroke. Yeah. So we bought a water heater.
Why are we not funding this?
Stroke.
Stop making fun of me. Yeah, so that was the fun times at my household this week. So we got a brand new furnace went in today on the coldest day of the year. The water heater went in this past Saturday, so that was great.
Well, I'll let you know. I think the other 3 people in the studio don't get so much cold in here. In fact, a lot of times I sweat when I'm.
I do too.
Yeah,
I do too. We can close the vent. I closed most of it.
I know. I'm normally pretty comfortable, but I've never been cold in here.
It's not often that I am either. But Blake is because he's an old man. The best is when he puts his glasses down, his readers down.
He gets his shawl and puts the readers down at the end of his nose.
Yes.
I just I think he's going to ask us what big eyes we have. Or
Can you come back to grandmother's house? Yeah. So, Brian, welcome back. We missed you last week. Missed you.
Thank you.
So
It's good to be back.
yeah, it is. Jeff, how are you doing?
I'm alive.
How do you like this cold weather?
Despise it with every fiber of my being.
To be fair,
There is no fair.
it went up to 22 today.
Yeah, it was 5 when I got here.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Wow. Man.
It's going to be -5 overnight.
Yeah, but it feels like a -3.
Shut
to
up.
Be, okay. My bad. I love this weather. It's super cold. It's awesome.
No, there's nothing awesome. You had to spend thousands of dollars to replace your
Furnace?
furnace because of this weather.
That furnace was a builder's grade piece of shit one. It did last 13 years, so I guess that's a positive. But yeah, so we got a nice one now, so we'll see how it goes.
so it's going to get up to 20 tomorrow,
Okay. Shorts and t-shirt weather.
and then
call.
33 on Thursday. Back down to 25 on Friday, then 41 on Saturday.
Welcome to Cincinnati Weather, hosted by Jim Now.
I thought Cincinnati. This is Harrison weather.
Harrison Weather, hosted by Jim, the Weatherman Now. Okay. We did have... I did watch, just go into what we watched here. I did start watching Going Dutch. Has anybody seen that? The Dennis Leary in the military one?
I'm sorry.
Oh, that looks terrible.
Have you seen it?
I started the first episode and I made it 9 minutes. It's terrible.
I would love it. I want to love it because it's Dennis Leary. I like Dennis Leary.
I do too. I'm one of normally everything he does is awesome. It's good.
The first episode was rough. Second episode was okay. We saw the third episode last night. Oh, it's better. It was the best episode they've had.
You see that turd there on the ground? That's the best turd.
Would you like turd sandwich or a giant douche?
I didn't see anything in like the first 9 minutes that I was like, nope. I just turned it off.
My issue is that his daughter. Okay, so he plays this decorated soldier general, and basically he made a joke about his commanding officer, so his superior officer. So he gets sent to Netherlands, this military base that is not a military, or it's not a combat base.
Stroopwafel.
Yes. And so he's not happy. Well, then it comes to find out that his daughter is there. And she is the highest ranking, I guess, next to him. And so he hasn't talked to her in 3 years. They have a strained relationship. My issue is the first 3 episodes, especially this last one. It was the better one. It was humorous enough, but the problem is they keep yelling at each other, and I'm just like, okay, great.
Well, at least there's no dynamic where are they going to hook up or aren't they going to hook up?
They did. It was kind of weird. To be fair, he didn't know it was his daughter till the end. That is not true. But
No.
I mean, it does have it could be good, but I agree with you, Brian. I don't think my wife is a huge fan. She's like, eh. And so I'm like, well, there's 3 episodes. Do we try for a 4th? Have you seen it, Jim?
No.
It's with our glowing reviews, you should really look at it.
So this show is kind of like half the food that Doug gives us. Mm-hmm. Could be good.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
I mean, I didn't have high hopes for it just because it was a Fox sitcom based on the military.
Down the hall.
No, I mean, they've done other,
Yeah, one of them was one of Jason's all-time favorite
Enlist
shows.
it.
yeah,
I loved Enlist It.
yikes.
Oh, you didn't listen to the early first couple of years. Jason talked about Enlisted every week.
How many episodes did that one last?
Full season. I think it was 13 episodes. I really enjoyed it. The writer wrote to me. The creator of it wrote to us on Twitter a lot. Yeah, it was...
Yeah, because you were the one.
We have a fan.
Hey, who's this guy? So,
This guy really likes us.
It was humorous because the guy on Going Dutch this past week was one of the guys, the main stars from Enlisted. Because I'm watching it, I'm like, hey, I know that guy. But
There's probably there's some guy who was involved with both shows.
I'm sure it is.
Is Adam Baldwin in it?
No. Daniel.
Danny Pudi.
Yeah, Pootie was in it. So watch that, and then you caught up on Traders?
I am caught up on the Traders.
I'm a half episode behind.
Okay, we won't spoil it for you, but man, Rob lays down the law this week.
Yep.
And I'm not a huge Rob fan, but halfway through it, my wife's like, this is why Rob's awesome.
He won't last very long.
I'm like, he's laying down the law. Everyone should go after him.
I think we talked about this maybe off air. In the show, like, nobody wants him there, right? Mm-hmm. The first chance that they got, why didn't they vote him, banish him? I don't understand that. Are they just so afraid of him?
They're afraid of him.
They think he's got magic powers and
Magic helmet?
And yeah, as soon as you mention, he'll go after you if you. And somehow people keep listening to him, thinking he's going to be their friend.
It's going to take Wes and Derek to get him out.
I like Wes.
Well, as soon as they got done out of the thing, I don't know if Jeff saw it or not, Wes is like, he's a traitor. I'm like, how do you know that? Because the only way that he absolutely knew is if he's one too.
Mm-hmm. So I'm intrigued by it. I like the show still. You saw New Zealand though, right?
I did watch the entire New Zealand season. That was fantastic.
I think that might be my favorite season yet. I like the first season of the American version, but the New Zealand one is really good too.
That they voted out, at least 5 or 6 traitors throughout the season?
They were knocking them off.
And the Faithful
they had to keep making people flip.
Yeah. Yep.
And the Faithful did win that one, which I just kind of talking about as a Faithful watching this. When you get down to the final 5, how the last episode happened on that one, and 2 guys were pushing for each other to get voted out. Mm-hmm. That right there, it would have set me off right now that he wants him out, and he wants him out. We need to vote out a traitor.
Yep.
They turned on each other. It was an easy thing to figure out that wait, if they're doing this, then
they're trying,
because until you vote out a traitor, no one's going to
win.
Yeah, they're not going to stop voting until for the final 2. And
I did like that the host was somebody. We talked about this before. Was somebody famous in New Zealand, Australia. Mm-hmm. But when he came out, my kids were like, "Who's that?" I was like, "I have no idea, no idea." And we talked about him on the podcast when I started watching.
Yeah, I think I liked it because the players, I didn't recognize the players. Mm-mm. While some of them are more well known in New Zealand, they weren't to us.
No. So would you be a traitor or a faithful?
You be whichever one they tell you you are.
No,
you don't have an option.
No, you don't.
Actually, do you? No one has turned down the traitor's oath yet.
That is true.
Yeah, they have.
Who?
Last season of the American.
That's when the traitors asked them to be it. He's talking from Alan Cumming, I think.
Yeah, when before you become a traitor, Alan Cumming bring you and have the traitor's oath.
Oh.
And no one has said no. This is before they know who any of the traitors are.
Yeah. Because he only picks people he knows are going to be receptive to it.
Yeah, could you say no?
I think you could.
Mm-hmm.
I would. I feel like I would be a better traitor because even if I was a faithful, I would still do something stupid, and everybody would think I'm a traitor. I
already know people would assume I'm a traitor because I've played social deduction games, and everybody always thinks I'm a traitor, whether I am or not.
We played Clue Conspiracy last week with some friends, and it's a social deduction game, and I was one of the conspirators, and it was so easy to win that game against my friends.
What's the
Sorry, Marlia.
What's the one game Scab Jeff has? The
Secret Hitler.
Secret Hitler. That's a good one, and I always think that you're. Every time I
play it, someone is accusing me.
Yep.
Whether I am or not, I'm being accused, and I mean, I'll say something to maybe, draw something, try to figure somebody out. And, oh, you said that. I'm like, yeah, because that's how you play social deduction games.
I let Jeff say that stuff, pick up on it, and say, Jeff must be the...
Just been putting it all towards him. Brian, anything you watched?
Oh, yeah, I watched a lot of stuff.
How was The Pit?
Pit, fantastic.
Has Dr. Dana seen it?
She has. We did watch all 3 episodes.
Does she think it's realistic?
So her review was, I would say for a level 1 trauma center, it's pretty accurate.
Really?
Nice.
When she worked at the level 1 trauma center here, she said she regularly saw people wait anywhere between 6 to 8 up to 12 hours to be seen, like they show on on the show. Hallway beds, very real thing, not abnormal. The one thing she did say that she hasn't seen was rats. She said if there are rats ever anywhere she's working, she's clocking out.
Okay, so there's people who haven't seen it. The rats weren't native to the hospital.
No, they came
a
in
homeless man
on a
came
homeless
in
van.
with rats.
He tested positive for rats.
Yes. She said it really just depends, like the things that Noah Wiley were talking about when he was talking with the boss about like their reviews or why nobody comes there, whatever their score is or whatever, about like people being stuck in basically being boarded is what they call it, where they're in the ER for up to like 2 or 3 days because upstairs they don't have enough beds.
Yeah.
Is what they say, but really in reality the hospital is not staffing the floors, which they can't do because of staffing and all that stuff. And she said that's very realistic. That is a problem at a lot of hospitals. So
Yeah, we've had that not recently, but on when my youngest was really young, probably 5-6 years ago, when he had a lot of respiratory issues at Cincinnati Children's. They were fantastic, don't get me wrong, but we would have to stay for a lot longer because they just didn't they said, oh, we don't have any beds up there. Well, and we knew it, and we were fine. We understood it. We were like, we don't care.
yeah, but it just backs up the entire process for other people.
I understand that, but yeah. But never get mad at that. Like, if you're a patient, geez, old Pete. And we were happy just because he was in the one of the best children's hospital in all of the country. So we're like, that's fine. I don't care where you're at. Just keep us here.
She she said that it wasn't uncommon for her to see or like treat the same patient over like 2 to 3 days. If she worked like 3 days in a row, it wasn't uncommon for her to see the same patient in the emergency room like 2 or 3 days in a row. Just while they were, or they just got treated there and then they got discharged from the ER without even like going and leaving, which is not how that's supposed to work at all.
How does Noah Wiley do in it?
Really well, I think.
I think he's great.
Is he a doctor or nurse in it?
He's he's a doctor, but he's the ER chief.
Yeah, he's the head of the department.
Like I said, obviously you have to compare it because, he was in ER for however long he was in ER and the character. So I get a distinct, this is not John Carter at the ER.
Yeah.
This is a different character and he feels that way.
Is he of Mars?
Well, that was his character name.
No, I know.
Like the closest,
Tyler
the closest comparison to him in ER and this in the Pit that I could come up with was like towards the end when they were doing like the mission work where they went to wherever they went to, like like that's about where I see the comparisons in his character between those two, like that season on ER and now, like that's about where I could see a comparison, but over the course of the show, like he's nothing like who he played on ER.
Is Sean a Pittsburgh nerd or Besotted Geek in the ER at all?
They might be because
Okay.
there are a lot of people sitting in that waiting room.
Okay. Or Ian or Nancy.
My guess they're in it because they're faking something.
Yeah. Definitely.
trying to get some drugs.
Obviously, Besada Geek is a big faker. Big faker. He doesn't even know how to turn a camera on. Oh, okay. I've never seen ER, so that's the one thing. It's like, well,
man,
I'm not going to have a baseline for this, so I'm fine with that.
that's unfortunate.
So you missed out like 5 good seasons of Meng Na Wen,
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
or however many seasons
Yeah, she gave
was
me 2
on,
hugs.
but 2?
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm jealous.
Lucky.
She was fantastic
Yeah.
at the Cincinnati Comic Expo.
Now that we're talking about this, it's something that happened like right at the expo. Someone asked a question about ER, and she gave a story about faking doing chest compressions. That night, saw an episode of ER where she was faking chest compressions, where she's like pushing down, like her whole body's going down except like where she's bending at the elbows, so she's not actually pushing on the guy's chest too hard.
That was really interesting, like what she was describing how to do that, because it does look real. If you don't know what you're looking at, I mean,
A friend of mine who was a nurse, she watched. I know she was a big fan of Grey's Anatomy, but anytime they did any of the chest compressions or when they're shocking people back, she's like, "This is so not real."
yeah.
Which is a good thing. In the pit, they
I was
did.
about to mention that.
They went to shock a guy, and can we just shock him? Like, no, this isn't the right one. It won't work.
Yeah.
Not the right rhythm. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
What-
he's
what-
not in defib, so that to shock it, he's
he's in an unshockable rhythm.
But every other reality or every other med show, let's zap him.
next time you see when you see Dr. Dana, is she back in town this week?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Next time you see her, I've seen a lot of action movies in the 90s and 2000s. They just throw the defibrillators at people and it shocks the bad guy. That's pretty realistic, right? And it shoots them back.
Well, if the bad guys are attacking you in the hospital, yes, you
Okay,
use that
just
as a
checking.
weapon.
So what I'll tell you is that you could just ask her right now because she does listen to this on a regular
Oh,
basis.
Dr. Dana, there's your question. Does
Yeah.
that work? I'm going to say no. But can you just, if you're in an action sequence in a hospital and the bad guy's coming, can you just throw them at him or her and get the paddles on their chest and shock them?
I would say he could text her, but he obviously doesn't have her phone number because she's not
on
part of the call.
It's not on the contact list.
Here we go.
We're all laughing at you right now.
Here we go again. Here we go again.
So I also watched the entire first season of On Call, a new Amazon show.
You watched that, didn't you? Joe?
I watched. Well, I quote unquote finished it. I watched like the first 6 episodes and then fell asleep, and it ran all the way through.
Yeah.
But technically, you finished it.
Technically, I was there when it aired on my television.
It's another Dick Wolf series. This one's on. Well, so it's his son Elliot is the one that's like in charge of it and producing it and stuff. And nothing like any of the like.
No,
None of the regular stuff that Dick Wolf does, like the procedurals. It's way different. It's a little bit more realistic, and I think it's a little grittier.
It felt grittier and more realistic than
like Chicago Med or PD or like Law and Order.
They did say that it is connected to One Chicago, all the Chicago shows.
I don't see how because it's based in Long Beach, California.
Yeah,
well, it's in the same universe,
I guess same universe.
just in Long Beach instead of.
They might have to like transport organs or something between hospitals, or
Maybe
It's a cop show.
yeah, it's a police show.
So we're going to have the Long Beach world, I guess. Long Beach Fire, Long Beach Hospital, what is it? Medical.
I think if I'm not mistaken, the Long Beach Fire is going to be Jared Padalecki's spinoff from Fire Country. Because that's where he's from in Fire Country.
Is he doing that?
Yeah.
Because I think he just got cast for the lead role in another show.
Yeah.
So they're debating if that's going to affect the Fire
Both
Country.
of them are...
Really? Good for him.
But they were... Well, I think what they were saying was it wasn't going to be that big of an issue because they're doing the Sheriff Country spinoff. So they can probably do it to where that comes first, and he can do both.
Gotcha. Also doing Skull Crossing Guard spinoff. Fire Country, Skull Crossing Guard.
No.
They did say that it could be in the same universe. It's not until it is, they said.
Yeah, I just
On Call.
I mean, I guess that's a good way for them to keep doors open for it. But I mean, like I said, it's one of the better police,
procedures.
Yeah.
Is it on Amazon? You said?
Yeah,
Okay.
Prime.
Okay.
And
Is it better than NYPD Blue?
Does it show more butts than NYPD
It's different
Blue?
than NYPD Blue because they were all detectives, while this is more people on.
yeah,
Did they
this
say
is like-
shit?
No, actually, yeah, they probably
Yeah,
did.
they
Jeff, they're going to say shit this week on NYPD Blue.
This is more people like on street duty,
street. Yeah, they're
Patrol.
But yeah,
Yeah, it follows like a training. Well,
similar to the Rookie. It's following some
she's training him.
training.
so it's
so
like
it-
Police Got Me 4.
But I will say,
Training Day.
it
I was
opened.
going to say
like
Police Got Me 4. Come on. Sorry. Good.
the opening of On Call. The spoilers, like it opens with a police officer dying. That she was in Chicago Fire, the girl that.
Okay,
So that's how like I saw that and I was like, oh, okay, now it makes sense, right? Like, and then that happened and I was like, oh shit.
well, as soon as that happened, I'm like, God, she didn't follow so many procedures, and they actually get into
What she did
did wrong. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
Okay.
so they're answering those questions on.
Yeah.
Somebody that's not a cop understands that that's not the procedure.
Yeah.
That's good that they at least acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Because I watched The Rookie, and I like The Rookie, but man, there's so many issues that they do. Hey, Nathan Fillion, it's rare that a cop will actually shoot their gun in their lifetime. I've shot it 6 times this morning. Okay.
That's all he does is shoot people.
He does. And especially since the first season, he's like, I don't want to shoot people. I don't want to shoot people. And when he did, he was like all traumatized. Now he's like shooting every single week.
He's like, well, I got it out of my system.
You just get jaded.
Yeah. Sir, you're jaywalking. Bam!
Jaded. Nate, can we add that movie to our top 5 list? Oh, no, it's Jade.
Jade. And that was the 90s.
But it has a television cop.
David Caruso. Oh. That was not a good... I still remember the cover of that from Blockbuster, though. Not a good film. Not a
Yeah,
good film.
but that was before he took off his sunglasses to. Yeah.
Da-da! Or is that Law and Order?
That is on one.
Okay, sorry. Anything else, people?
I actually, based on Jim's recommendation, I watched the first 2 episodes of Bailin' Out Loud.
I didn't watch the second one yet. That's when I watched that.
Is
tonight.
that a reality show?
Yes. It's about Bailyn Dupree.
Dupree, yeah.
She's 21 years old, lives in West Virginia, and has the severe case of Tourette's. And what do they call it? When she actually is the one that is the vocal and yells curse words out all the time. It's like 1 in 160 kids get Tourette's.
Oh, I didn't realize it'd be that high.
Most of them go undiagnosed. It's just a tick or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So she has a severe part, which is also only 10% of the people get it are the ones that have the
Vocal.
vocal with all the cursing. You get the need to yell profanities out. And then she also has OCD, yeah. So she does something once, she's got to do it 3 times.
Everything she does.
So cussing, she has to do it 3 times?
Yeah, but like if she like sees something and like if she touches it, like one of the things was like if she sees anything that is squishy, she has to smash it. Mm-hmm. So like they were in the grocery store because like the premise is like she's 21, she wants to live on her own with her boyfriend, and her parents don't think she can, and they're trying to get her there. So like they're in the grocery store and they're like walking past like a freezer section with I don't know what it was. They didn't show what it was, but it was something that looked squishy, and she just started smashing it.
And she hurt her hand doing it. And then they had to pick it up and put it in the cart.
Yeah, they had to obviously
buy it.
They bought it, but yeah. So I watched the 2 episodes of that today.
Was she like a social influencer or something?
She got a lot of. She has a huge following on social media.
Gotcha.
But I mean, I don't usually ever watch like any kind of reality, but that was, I will say, it was very interesting.
Okay.
Little baby penis.
Like her, like yeah,
Some of the stuff she says, I'm like, well, why do you say that? And she's like, when she was growing up, there was somebody drew like a penis on the side of a boat, and that set her off. And so now she says, "Little baby penis."
I mean, there's worse things you could say, right?
Oh, she says those too.
Oh yeah.
Well, I know. I'm just saying.
And like the way the mom and dad are dealing with it, and how they talked about. Yeah, we laugh at what she says because
We know it's not like she's not trying to. It's not on purpose. She's not trying to be funny.
Yeah.
It's just, but it is funny.
and the humor is a way of kind of dealing
Coping
with
with
it,
it.
where instead of you point her out, where you laugh at it rather than make her feel guilty and stuff and like that, you kind of
Make her feel less,
Yeah.
because she gets that enough. Like they were saying, everywhere they go, it's
like when
people-
she went on a date with her boyfriend in the bowling alley, and she's walking up next to the guy in the lane. She doesn't know. And she's like, "Fuck you."
go fuck yourself.
And they interviewed the guy. He's like, "Man, it's kind of weird. Somebody I don't know. It's like, hey, fuck you." I had to kind of figure out what's going on.
And then so they both bowl, and then they're walking back, and she's like, "I'm sorry, did I psych you out?" That was funny. You didn't. So I think in the second episode, I was gonna bring this up, but her and her boyfriend take the dogs to to get baths.
Yeah.
Did you see that one?
Not yet.
Okay.
No. Okay.
I'll wait for that then, because there is I was almost in tears laughing at that.
What kind of dog she have?
She has like a Pomeranian and I want to say like a Shih Tzu or
Yeah.
Cavapoo or
They're too small, fuzzy, furry little things.
The guy today, that was one of the guys that was putting the furnace in today for us. He was petting our dogs, and he said that he has a pug beagle mix.
a puggle.
Yeah, I've never heard of that before. Obviously, it's something, but he's like, it's great. He's like, it looks like a pug, but it has a long snout, so it doesn't have the breathing issues. I was like, that's really cool. But yeah, he's like, I always wanted a pug, but I didn't want the issues with it. So,
And, well, the other thing in that show is it also deals with she has 4 brothers and a sister.
Yeah.
And the youngest turns 10, and the oldest is 23, and she's 21. The sister is 19. She's away at college and comes back when she can. But the way that these kids that they're dealing with it, that their parents have to give so much attention to Balin and how they react, and they're a pretty well adjusted group of kids.
good.
Yeah, because in the first that first episode, it's like one of their birthdays, and he wants to go to a Harper's Ferry or something. It's like a
Entertainment center type
like
thing.
a Dave and Buster's. But they went once before, and she
Had a bad experience
reaction
with people
and
looking at her and talking and
making fun of her, and so they were saying we'll have to check with her to see if how she feels about going back there. But I mean, they had a dialogue, they had a conversation about it, and the kids understood that, which is nice because I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of kids just
Or brats.
Yeah,
they're not holding anything against their sister. They know what she has. It's a disease. It's something that she can't control. And they also deal on how to control it. Like in the therapy, there's medication, but she didn't like the medication because it doesn't make her feel like it's her. It clouds her head and does all that. So there's there's therapy that you can do. And they had one get a therapy where they're like, okay, you feel the urge to curse, point up. And then she points up and curses. Okay, what did you feel? How did that make you feel leading up to it? It just feels like my body's all itchy and I have to get it out. And she said, okay, next time you feel the need to curse, since you can recognize it coming, do reverse breathing where you breathe in through your mouth and out through your nose, and do that 10 times, 6 times, something. So it'd be about a minute.
Yeah.
And then she had it, and she put her finger up. And she goes, okay, breathe, and she did it. And then she didn't curse. She goes, okay. And she goes, I felt at the 4th one, I felt the need not to. It went away. So.
Yeah, that's a little technique that I was taught with anxiety, and that's one of the things that, not for a whole minute, is just because obviously I don't.
She just did the whole minute just so you can see how long it takes, and so she can start doing that and trying to work and.
yeah.
Okay. Did anybody watch the NFL?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a poll of the week at our Bad Ideas podcast on Twitter. We had which remaining NFL teams are you rooting for to win the Super Bowl? The best part about this is people do not like Philadelphia. All of the Buffalo, Kansas City, and the Commanders all tied, and the Eagles are in last place with 19%.
Well, fuck the Eagles.
So
Mainly it's because their fans suck.
Yeah.
But I also think, the fan that got, after the Green Bay game, the fan who lost his job because he called the woman
the C word.
the C word, he got railroaded. That girl's fiance was looking out to make a viral video. Well, he shouldn't have said it. He was kind of set up.
So we just lost Philadelphia there, Jim. Can you...
Roll Tide.
No.
It's high tide.
Oh, high tide.
In Philadelphia.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
War Eagle. Oh, I got it. I'll get him back. Hail to the Redskins. Hail victory. Braves on the warpath. Fight for all Philly. He changed the word.
Roll Tide.
That was high tide.
High tide.
High tide in Philadelphia.
High tide.
And Eagles is spelled what? E-A...
IGGLES.
Did you see that with the mayor of Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Go Bears! She was chanting out the Eagle for people that didn't see. She was chanting out the Eagles name.
L-E-S.
And she misspelled it.
She misspelled it. She
Yeah.
didn't even say like
It was ELGLES.
Yeah.
It's like, aww. Real quick here, number one fan Doug did send in a text message to us. He's like, could be good, and I just posted it on our Facebook page before you guys came here. No, Frosted Flakes ice cream, Eggo ice cream, and Kellogg's Corn Pops ice cream. They're coming soon.
Could be good. Probably not worth it. It's just a stunt.
I don't know if it's ice cream. It's blueberry waffle.
Ooh.
A blueberry makes a difference.
I would be willing to let Doug buy that for us to try.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by it.
My interest is piqued.
Yeah. It seems like it could be somewhat decent.
Cool.
So better than ranch.
He's setting
everything
us up
is.
for something.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
Yeah, there's got to be a...
It's like you can't trust Doug for more than, a minute with that food. Like, I think when you open that Pringles Hot Ones, Jim, I think a snake's going to jump out of the can. I really do.
Well, it is still sealed.
That doesn't matter. The ranch was sealed, and I still think it was opened.
I don't know. Well, I know what happened with the ice cream.
Would a snake been worse than the ranch ice cream? No.
No, snake would have been better
Like,
than
are
the
you
ranch ice
getting
cream.
bit by a snake, or are you eating a snake?
Either.
It depends on the what snake it is.
Okay. That's a tough call. Man, that ranch ice cream was awful.
Sure was.
Yes, it was.
Um,
So anyway,
yeah.
I guess it's my turn.
Sure.
Have you guys ever watched Taskmaster? Mm-mm. It's a British show, and I think there's Australian and New Zealand versions where they get, like, for a season of, like, 6 episodes or something, they get, like, 5 comedians, and each show they'll do, like, certain tasks against each other or whatnot. Just do goofy stuff or whatever. I've seen clips or whatever pop up on social medias or whatnot and then I was talking to a friend of mine who said he was watching it, so I started watching the series.
What's it on?
It's on what do you call it?
Tubi?
YouTube.
Okay.
You can get on YouTube. They have a Taskmaster channel on YouTube is where I've been watching it. But yeah, it's popped up on my YouTube or Facebook, whatever you call those shorts that pop up. And so it's fun. They'll do things like there was one. It's like they'll walk into the room and there's like 5 different pies sitting there, closed pies or whatever. And the task is you have to figure out what is in this pie, but you can't break the crust. So like one guy's sitting there trying to sniff things or whatnot, and
Can you heat it up?
you probably could. I mean, the only
that'd be a good way to do it.
Oh, yeah.
the thing was they weren't all normal pies.
Oh, I know.
Like one had toothpaste.
Oh.
One had marbles. One was a picture of the Taskmaster.
Oh.
So they were doing it. Well, the one guy is like I can't break the crust. And he looks over to the guy, the proctor, and it's like, can you? He's like, I guess. He's like, will you break those crusts for me? And he got them all right.
He said that's on YouTube?
It's on YouTube, yeah.
Okay.
So I've watched within the week, the first about 8 episodes or something.
Is it better than Impractical Jokers?
Yes.
Okay.
And I enjoy Impractical Jokers, but
I do too. I think not having a fourth hurts them sometimes.
I haven't watched since Joe's gone. Not on purpose, but
it's nowhere near as good without Joe. And when I first started watching it, Joe was my least favorite.
I agree.
Mainly because I think he just fit the stereotype of, the New York Italian guy. Mm-hmm.
But no one's running around the thing yelling Larry.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, he honestly was the thing that was holding it together, I think.
Not Murph.
I mean, Murr.
Oh, Murr, that's right, not Murph.
But, I mean, Murr is, I think, the guy who got the show created. Mm-hmm. He was the one with, I guess, the connections in the industry or whatever, better than anybody else. But,
Q was a firefighter, and Sal was...
Sal was a bartender, stand-up comedian. Sal doesn't feel like he does anything extra for the show. Like, even when they did the after-hour party thing with Joey Fatone, like, whenever Sal showed up, it felt like he did not want to be there, and he was only there because he was contractually obligated.
Sierra Blake?
Yes.
Okay. Sounds good.
I did enjoy Joey Fatone on that show every time he comes on.
Oh, yeah.
They do have some good guest appearances. It is good. It's I'll watch that above Ridiculousness.
Yeah.
Even though it's on about the same amount of times.
Yeah. MTV is the Ridiculous Network. True TV is
the Practical Jokers Network.
Although not as much in the last year. They
are trying
to cut back a little.
There's rumors again. Tony Khan's Ring of Honor on True TV soon.
Oh, I thought you meant they were getting it on
Impractical Jokers.
No, sorry. No. So yeah, there you go. Brian, you got some listener feedback for us?
I do.
Let's go.
Listener feedback sponsored by Hello Jeff. Jeff, what's in the box this week?
This week, I think we have Vlasic pickleballs, dill pickle corn puffs. We've got Oreo chocolate peanut butter pie cookies.
Time out. It's way too early in the season for you to be just grabbing stuff from the studio.
We have Pez.
Yeah, Nutcracker Pez.
Goldfish spicy dill pickles.
It's pretty much pickle. How about the Cool Ranch pickle?
Cool Ranch. It's a lot of pickle stuff. Cool Ranch Doritos.
What about possum candy canes?
No,
we're not doing that.
Are we doing? We're doing mac and cheese. Oh, we're going to do the hot ones today. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Hot ones, Pringles. I think we're going to have that in the box this week.
And you don't like hot stuff,
not particularly.
No. So, my one neighbor who has the Hello Jeff box, he did appreciate the egg salad that came the other time.
Oh, good.
He said it was a little warm. He felt like it was from the office. It just sat outside, but he's like,
in this temperature?
Well, I think it sat at the post office for like 6 days.
Well, the bad thing is he didn't send egg salad. He just sent regular eggs.
When he opened it was egg salad. And somehow it was deviled eggs, too. It was weird. I don't know.
Well, he had mustard in there, too.
That's true. It's just all combined. It's a transformer.
Speaking of eggs, one of the taskmasters, they walk in and they see an egg sitting there, and it says, whoever eats the eggs fastest wins.
In this day and age with the price of eggs?
Well, this is season 2, so that's probably about 6-7 years ago.
Oh, when eggs were just flying out for 89 cents.
Uncooked?
You don't know.
Well, they found out it wasn't cooked. It wasn't a boiled egg.
But they didn't know that.
But then 3 of them cooked the eggs. One of them thought, those guys are going to... They're all going to just eat the raw egg, and she attempted to, and then, no, I'm not doing it, and then walked away. And then the 5th guy ate the raw egg.
So they weren't as big as Sylvester Stallone.
No.
Rocky wimps.
But
or I've seen Ryan Nemeth eat a raw egg.
And that's the thing. The 2 guys went and cooked it. One guy grilled it up or fried it up, and I guess he scrambled it up, making scrambled eggs, and he starts putting salt and whatnot on it. And it's like, if I'm going to do it, I might as well enjoy it. And another guy was like, microwaved it, I guess, to get it quicker. And he was, while it was microwaving, looking for spices or whatnot to add to it.
Yeah, that's what my wife does in the morning is microwaves it in a bowl.
And then the third guy who cooked the eggs, he came in with a full breakfast. He's like, I know I'm not going to win this, so I might as well enjoy it.
Bacon and everything.
Like this whole spread. And he ended up coming in fourth because the lady didn't do it.
We're not the worst.
But the fact that you're just eating an egg and they're all looking for a seasoning for it, but to do it fastest,
Well,
that's just
Put it in the microwave, be done.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what, while it's microwaving, he picked a
Yeah.
season to put on it, and I think you had to eat it in the room, so it wasn't like you could eat it right out of the
Gotcha.
the oven or something, because they all brought it back to the room to eat. They took it out, so
I would just sort of drank it.
It's just one, yeah.
that's what Richard did. Yeah, he
Richard?
just drown it real quick. And
Now he won't come on the show.
Richard, what's happening to me?
Brian, what do you got?
Starting off the same person, as we always do every single week.
Joel of the Licking,
Screwdriver,
Hammer,
Dunkaroo Doug.
DJ Fat Fingers.
Fat Shady.
No, that's me.
Oh yeah,
Fat Shady.
Fat
the
Shady.
worst.
I know, Richard.
The worst's brother.
The worst's brother.
7.
I like that.
Howley, you were the worst.
Beaver hip,
Beaver Teeth.
Beaver Tail,
Beaver Hands.
Ape Hand,
beaver nugget,
The delivery man.
Ape Bit.
Joel of the Licking,
Sunny
Said that
D.
already. Chili Billy.
Kurt Rambo Expert.
Doug.
Yeah.
Yeah, just Dad. Doug. Doug says, based on the questionable calls favoring Patrick Mahomes this past week, is your love of the NFL waning?
My love of the NFL wanes when the team I cheer for is no longer in contention.
It's a rough weekend. My wife's Detroit Lions did not do well. So she was happy, though. She's like, if they're going to lose, I like to see them at least lose to the Commanders. She's like Jaden Daniels, and so she's like, you know what? I'll root for them. Yeah, that was some rough calls against me.
I mean,
But the two that everybody complained about roughing the passer calls, when he slid, the guy he did make contact and they were kind of late getting there, but they hit themselves worse
yes.
than him, but it's still letter of the law. It's a foul. And the one that hit him straight on, the officials are supposed to look at it. And if there is, especially if it's coming straight on, if there's helmet, like face mask contact, they're going to call it every time.
Yes.
Whether it was a lot or not, there was some.
I wish.
Well, the thing is, I don't think the official saw it where he was standing. He saw the reaction that happened more so than actual contact.
But the contact was there.
He assumed something happened without seeing it.
I just don't want to see Kansas City in the Super Bowl again. I didn't want to see them in the AFC Championship. The whole our household is, if the Bills don't make it, we're just going to Topgolf again to watch. We did that last year with Casey and San Fran because we didn't care about the two teams, and so it wasn't like a protest or anything. We just didn't care.
So is Doug asking this because his
I think the Patriots were making it, right?
his love watching the NFL?
I don't know.
Because you can say the same thing happened when his Patriots were winning. When Brady got all the calls that people called were weak and everything. It's the same thing Mahomes is getting.
If you win a lot, you're going to get better calls, right?
Or even if you get calls that might be good,
Yeah.
no one likes you because you've won so much, and they're all going to look at the negative. And I'm playing devil's advocate because I hate Kansas City.
Yeah.
But
At least Mahomes had a better week than Mark Andrews. Oh, poor Baltimore.
well, I mean, yeah,
and for all the people out there, he dropped an easy catch.
that wasn't that easy of a catch.
Which one? No, he had the fumble.
The 2-point conversion.
The 2-point conversion.
The
that was
two-point conversion.
not an easy
His
catch.
leg was going one way, his body was going the other way, and the pass was going somewhere else.
Yeah.
I don't blame him at all. I mean, it was
A lot of armchair quarterbacks do, and it gets me to the point that, hey, he's actually doing that. You're sitting at home, so shut the fuck up.
he had, 4 drops all year, and 2 of them were in that game.
Yeah,
and it's like
he hadn't fumbled since 2019.
Yes.
Like,
and he's only had 2 dropped 2-point conversions. One was in 2019 in the playoffs against Pittsburgh. It's like, and again, that was a tough play. Like, when if it was, again, different circumstances, I get that. If it was regular conditions and not icy in that, he would have had that 99% of the time. But like I said,
it's just
people are giving him death threats. I'm like,
But what are we doing? Again, Lamar turns the ball over twice early in the game.
Like,
I mean, there's a lot of other things that led up to that. It's
Henry fumbled too, right?
Yeah.
So,
sure.
like, any of those turnovers could have if they didn't do that.
I mean,
they wouldn't have been in the position to need that 2-point conversion.
I like Josh Allen. I like Buffalo, so I'm happy with it. So I'm moving for Buffalo and the Commanders.
I think my level of the frustration with it is that, like, you see other quarterbacks getting these calls, but then you see Burrow get hit far more or worse, and very few calls are made. Like, if it's to protect the superstars,
And Jane Daniels took a couple
he did.
ones that didn't call, too. I mean,
Goff took one in that game.
Yep.
He got blown up,
Yes.
face mask. Like, it was like, honestly, it was like almost like crackback. Like, should have been easily should have been.
that was after the interception. It was the
It was during the interception.
Yeah,
When the guy was running it back.
when the quarterback at that time was supposed to be a defenseless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know how much I dislike this team and this quarterback, but throughout his career, Ben Roethlisberger got shit on when it came to calls like that.
Oh, yeah. He got beat up every fucking game. Cam Newton the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cam Newton. I forgot about him. David Carr did. I mean,
Well, he got beat on because his
offensive
line removed all turnstiles.
Yeah.
So
It's just frustrating. Like, you see, like, games where, against Baltimore, the one at the goal line where, like, literally the guy had 2 face masks, as one on Burrow, one on the tackle trying to block him, and it's like, how can you miss that?
Well, I think it's because there's 2 of them. They offset each other.
Oh, is that what it is?
So it's not penalty.
It's just like the bigger ones, like, that they don't like the more egregious or the more noticeable things that don't get called, but it's, less like a smaller hit on Mahomes, and it's like, everybody, wants to kick the player out of the NFL.
no,
I don't even know. Okay.
well, I was going to say the one play. I barely watched any of the games, but I did see the play when Mahomes was running out of bounds and got hit before he went out and flopped.
Yeah.
And the fact that there was no call on that, and the announcers right away were like, "Oh man, that looks terrible there, Patrick. You shouldn't be flopping like that."
But
like soccer.
But he also does that. That's how he got the call against the Bengals. Like, he pulls up and then he'll take off again. So, like, the players are letting up, and then he, jukes.
It's one of these teams is just going to hurt him.
Yeah. Sooner or later.
Unfortunately, but yeah, he's.
Can we get Ray Lewis back in the NFL for one day?
If you can, Odell
Thurman?
Or no,
Vontaze Burfict.
Vontaze
Oh,
Burfict.
jeez. Vontaze Burfict would kill him.
I mean, one of these guys is going to be like, I'm going to get the penalty anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to finish this play off.
If I'm getting called for the penalty, I'm going to get my money's worth.
But the other thing, too, about it that, like, I've noticed a lot is, like, in the last, like, year, maybe the last season and a half, a lot more players are starting to take notice and, like, see a discrepancy.
And now the announcers are.
And, like,
when the announcers both, and these guys have kind of
played, like,
sucked off Mahomes in the past, are like, that's not a penalty.
Right. Yeah. And, like, Aikman, like, he played. So, like, he understands it. He played the position. So, like, you would think he would be very, quarterback friendly and be like, oh, like, they can't hit him like that. But, like, he sees, so I will give him credit for that. Because if that was Romo calling that game, he would have probably ran down on the field.
I only listen to Romo. He's
tickled
the best
his
out
balls.
there. He's the best.
Probably-
Tickled his balls.
Probably threw his headset off and ran down there. And
Not Patty. What
so
else
there
we
you
got?
go, Doug. Hopefully that answers your question.
Thank you for joining NFL Talk here on Hobie.
Next up from Vampit at Vampy, nude beaches or nude hiking.
This is
That's not a contest. Any hiking is bad hiking versus beaches. I mean, whether nude or not, beaches over hiking.
but you get sand everywhere.
That's fine. I don't hate sand.
Everywhere, though?
I can wash it off.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
In your teeth.
In your ears.
Hey, Jim.
Yeah, you go nude hiking, you get you're more apt to get poison ivy everywhere or sticker birds everywhere.
There's 100% of getting sand on the beach. It's not 100% of getting poison ivy.
And the birds wouldn't stick to you naked unless you're super hairy.
And honestly, when I see this, I'm reading nude. I'm thinking, full nude.
Yeah.
So you got no shoes?
Well, I think
No. You're hiking barefoot.
Okay. Jim, sand everywhere, even your anus.
Well, that's the first thing you think of. I'm trying to think of what if it's not your anus, what other
We're just
type of...
continuing anus talk from last week.
No, we're not.
You're forcing the anus right now, Jason.
Jason is forcing the anus.
Never force the anus.
I've always said that.
Yeah. It's always a bad thing to do.
Yeah, you just can't do that.
No.
But with arguing with Jeff, I'd go nude beaches.
I would probably go nude. I like hiking, but I don't want to do nude hiking.
Well,
I'll do nude beaches.
so I don't like hiking in the summer.
Oh.
So I would.
It's better than hiking in this weather.
Yeah.
Well,
And I
mean,
certainly wouldn't
like,
do it in this weather nude, or I wouldn't go to the beach either.
I'm just saying, I prefer spring or fall to be hiking.
We can say it's the optimum season for it.
Okay.
I despise the beach, so I'm just gonna go hiking.
Okay.
I mean, it's
healthy.
It's gonna
he hates
suck.
sand.
I hate sand.
Again, I don't really
It
like
gets
the
He doesn't even
everywhere.
know the quote, and he hates sand.
Get sand everywhere. I hate sand. Are you an angel?
He is so confused.
From Star Wars. One of the worst acted lines is Anakin going, I don't like sand. I grew up with sand.
sand.
Sand's awful.
Why do you sound like a 60s or a 50s cowboy?
Who?
You.
Oh, me.
I hate sand. I'm going to the OK Corral to fight some sand.
Going on Yellowstone Hill.
I hate sand and some of those French fried potatoes.
I reckon. Give me some sand. I don't like it. I don't like sand at all.
Maybe that was it. Maybe he sounded more like Sling Blade.
I hate sand. You know what? It probably would have made Phantom Menace a lot better in the prequel trilogy. Sling Blade. Billy Bob is Anakin Skywalker. Are you an angel?
He's the 10-year-old Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, he's in all three.
He's a pretty versatile actor.
Please don't talk to me. You're kind of creeping me out, sir. How old are you? 50? I'm 10.
These are hot.
We passed out the Pringles hot chips here, and
They're hot.
there's no scent to it.
Oh! There it is.
Now I'm worried. The way
Especially looking at your chip, there's barely anything on it.
Uh-huh.
I should go for the
Jim's chip has
The
like
lighter
all
chip.
red.
Well, here we go.
It's pretty good, though.
It's just hot.
Yeah, it's
But
very
it's not,
hot.
But it's not bad.
To be fair, Pringles are pretty damn good anyways. Jim or Jeff, you don't like heat, but what do you think?
the heat just stays around in one spot.
I will say that the hot sauce bottle here says barbacoa on it, and I don't get any barbacoa.
Yeah, the heat, the flavor's fine, but it has heat for no reason.
It has heat to have heat, yeah. And
Like if you get some of the Mike's Hot Honey that you can get at Skyline on your stuff now, that stuff's fantastic.
The day after the podcast last week, I went to Skyline for a business lunch, and I got that hot honey, and man, that was good.
right, this one's got more stuff on, so we'll see.
I think I ate the one that had the most on it, and my mouth's burning just a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go, Vamp It. Hopefully that answers beaches or hiking in the nude. Next up from Nerdy Life at Nerdy Life for Real. You each get a chance to interview one person, living or dead. Who would it be?
I choose living. Dead is not a good response.
Oh,
Hi, Brad.
For the
Yeah, you're reaching across and you're hitting buttons you don't even know what they do.
you don't either, DJ.
But what if you cast a talk to dead spell and you could ask like 3 questions?
Ooh.
Oh, I got that. That's from Dungeons and Dragons movie. I got that. I really enjoyed that movie. It was enjoyable.
You'd enjoy playing the game too.
Probably. I'm not going to doubt that. Oh, man. Oh. There's a little heat now in my mouth.
Anybody want some Oreos to break the heat?
All right. One person living or dead. Who would you interview? I don't know. That's a tough question.
Peter Weller.
You already interviewed him.
No, he didn't.
No, you did. Technically, on the sheet.
Technically, he did not interview him.
I mean,
He introduced him.
we could go to the...
Sit down, son. We can get the video.
Yeah, we can go to the footage. We just got to call UCLA.
That's right.
That part wasn't recorded.
I think Tim Curry would be a really fun interview. He struggles now, so probably not. But like,
You want to say Tim Curry when he was living.
no, he's alive.
I know, but you want to say before he,
Yes.
got bad with his
Sickness.
yeah.
So I agree. Like that would probably be Tim Curry would be a lot of fun. I don't want to do any historical figures or anything. I like history, but that's boring for podcasts. I don't want to do that, even though we're a history podcast.
That one guy who was a dick to me back in grade school. I want to interview him just so I can say, "How dare you?"
And go, look at me now! I'm a podcaster.
I'm a podcaster extraordinaire.
So fuck off, Brian. Who you got? Pauly Shore?
No, I've met him.
Pauly Shore's dead.
Oh,
No, I've met him. He's weird.
Nick Swartzen.
No, because he just want to, like, bang me.
and then you can't. And as you said, you can't force the anus. So
I mean, I never have, and I never will. I know I know how to control it.
Now I'm out of water.
go get some. We'll hold down the fort for you.
Hold down the fort.
Don't forget your headphones. Can you go get me some too?
That was rude.
I hope you don't mind tap water from the bathroom because that's all I'm going to get.
I don't care right
Okay.
now. Jim, who you got?
Jesus Christ.
You think you could hit a curveball?
That's one of the question I'd ask
That
him.
would be a good question. Good question.
I'd
Okay.
also ask him, so what do you think of what all these people are doing in your name?
Yeah, I don't see that people really are screwing him over in that at all. I don't think so. I think it's all in good fun. I think he would be forgiving. Brian, you got anyone down there?
David Bowie.
Huh.
I think that would be a fun interview.
That would be a fun interview. It's a good one. I like that. Yeah, I like I said, I would probably be going for like a good time. Like Hugh Jackman would be fun to interview, like something like that. Jesus is a good one though too.
No, it's not.
Oh, we got the Gatorade. Oh, it's on my lips. It's still burning. Still burning.
That's what she said.
I stashed that Gatorade in your fridge down here over a month ago.
Yes. My oldest son has protected it too. He has told my youngest son, do not drink it.
Especially if your youngest son knew it was mine, he'd probably just dump it.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Brian, what else you got?
Let's see here. From Cali Dehumanization / Harlem at Cali Goth. Harlan, sorry. They love the new rebranded logo. What is your favorite wrestling finisher?
Well, thanks for the comment on the logo. We appreciate it.
They're in the crowd a lot at the Cincinnati Comic Expo too.
Yes.
So we appreciate that. At Super Cincy Expo, May 16th through 18th, we will be getting some more water bottles in by then. So we will be passing them out. And we may be selling them too after that too. Not at the expo, but afterwards. So, if there's a big demand for it, people have been asking us. So We may be able to get some out there and sell some for it. So, who's your favorite? What's your favorite wrestling finisher?
Well, I'm going to do two.
Okay.
Well, the first one is the finisher that I would put on people when we wrestled.
Thank you, Jeff.
It's perhaps the most punishing submission hold.
Oh, I know what this is.
The front chancery.
Good call.
Yep.
Good call. It's a tough one to get out of.
It's
It's tougher than armbar.
Which one?
Number 73.
Good call.
but that I'll go with the crippler crossface.
That's a good one. I do like
The finishers I always like submission holds better than impact hold moves.
I like Bret Hart's sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter's a good one.
I like sharpshooter, and I would probably. I agree with you. I like the submission moves better. I do like DDP's Diamond Cutter. Stone Cold is fine, but it's
Well, the thing is,
it's iconic, and I get that. But
the thing with Stone Cold, what do they call that?
The stunner.
the
Stunner is you got to get it set up right, and you always, you have to kick in the gut to
flip them off.
Yeah, and it's like no.
That's why I like Randy Orton's RKO. Very similar to the Diamond
RKO
Cutter.
and the Diamond Cutter, pretty much the same thing.
They're the same move.
Yeah, you can get it from any. DDP was just the way he does it is really cool. He did it. It was really cool. So I would say those are my two: sharpshooter and the Diamond Cutter. Jeff,
Let's see. The Camel Clutch was always a good one.
I do like that.
The Walls of Jericho, I always liked.
Yeah,
Or what do you call that?
The Lion Tamer.
yeah. Do you like? What's the one when he jumped off the ropes?
I'm usually not a big fan of jumping off ropes finishers.
So you got the Lion Tamer, okay?
So you're not a fan of the 619?
I despise the 619.
Hey,
I'm not a fan of the person who does
It just takes so much time to set it up.
Jim,
yeah.
I need you to sit there, lay in the ropes for 8 minutes while I talk to the crowd, and then run and do it.
Well, the worst is the people's elbow.
There's that or the leg drop.
Yeah,
Oh,
Hogan's leg drop.
Hogan's leg drop is terrible, but I think The Rock always made a bigger deal of
It's 929.
of the people's elbow and whatnot.
The only positive about the leg drop is it fucked up Hogan's back for doing it so many times. So that helps. That helps. He's a piece of shit, to quote the
Supposedly
Sheik.
he will be back, the head of a new faction in WWE coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
Part of Netflix's deal with them.
Is to bring Hogan back.
He's going to bring him back.
Thanks, Netflix.
He's going to be part of the Republicans.
Down the hall.
Is the
Real American beer.
is the My Pillow guy going to be on this corner?
Hell yeah, he is. Sylvester Stallone, because he's now a ambassador to Hollywood, too, for Trump.
John Voight, Sylvester Stallone,
Yes.
and Mel Gibson.
Yep.
And Mel Gibson found out via Twitter.
You know what? That's a hell of a faction. Those three and Hulk Hogan and the Pillow Guy. Oh, I like this. They can't move for shit. Stallone's probably in the best shape of all of them.
Yeah.
But man, that's your WrestleMania card right there versus the Bloodline. I like it. Or what was it back in the days in the 90s? The Union, Big Show, Cactus Joe, or Mankind, Shamrock. Okay, Brian, what's your finisher?
The Scorpion Deathlock.
Oh, Stinks. Okay.
Stings.
That's the submission move, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the other one's the death drop, right?
It's similar to the sharpshooter.
It's close because close to the sharpshooter, but
I mean, yeah, honestly, figure four, Flair doing the figure four is very iconic and believable that, people would actually submit.
Tag team finishers.
Ooh, tag team finishers.
I always thought that Bret Hart and Jim Neidhart's the Hart Foundation, I think it was called not the Heart Attack, I forget what it's called, but when they held them and the Bret Hart came around, crossed the ropes and clotheslined them when Jim Neidhart was holding
Neidhart
them.
did the bear hug
Yeah.
and whatnot.
I like that one. That was probably one of my favorites.
Honestly, yeah, the Dudley Boys
All
tag
3D.
team finisher, yeah.
the tables.
Demolition had a cool one back in the 80s when they did the elbow through the throat when the guy was holding him on a backbreaker. That was a good one.
The other, if I do a just impressed with like the shooting star
press.
or whatever. Jeff Hardy jumping off the ropes and that shit is.
Yeah, the Swanton.
Yeah, the Swanton bomb. Those are impressive. It's athleticism and the balls to even try and pull it off.
Or drugs.
Well,
Either one.
probably why he did it, because he couldn't feel anything anyway.
Yeah.
But
the triple suplex was always a good one.
Yeah.
the rolling German suplexes.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good one. Eddie Guerrero did it with the suplexes and so.
And whatever Alex Wright did, that was great.
Das Wunderkind.
What was Dolph's finisher? What did they call
Zigzag.
it? Zigzag.
That was a fun one. That was a quick one too
like
that you could get on.
Yeah, but it was like a reverse
Job right or
It's kind of like a what do you call it? An RKO, but to the back. Like you grab their head and pull them straight down. What about the?
So it's like
neck
a
breaker or
it's a jumping reverse bulldog.
That's right. Yeah, that's good.
What they refer to it as.
The Dragon Screw Toe Whip.
Number 1008. How about Bushwhacker's battering ram? The worst thing ever. Here, I'm going to hold your head, and we're just going to run into the guy. Oh, the Bushwhackers. What else?
So who did the better version of the spear or whatever? You know, where you had Edge do it. You had
Goldberg.
You had Rhino, Gore.
I like Rhino.
Gore.
I like Rhinos. I don't like Goldberg, but I do think Goldberg does a decent job with it.
Romans is pretty good.
Romans has gotten better.
Edge was
the really like
when he was not now when he doesn't move as well, but he was fantastic with that spear. I mean, they all sold it.
They did. I just feel like it needs to be like a bigger guy doing the spear, and that's why I always liked Rhino doing it. And he was the one that made it more, I guess, prevalent in wrestling because it was in the late 90s with ECW and that. And then Goldberg took it over. So Rhino actually just finished up wrestling with TNA this past 2 weeks ago.
Anybody catch any of the TNA this weekend?
We got that in the News of the Geek. We got a little snippet of that.
Yeah, Genesis.
Yes. Sold one of the highest ticket sales for TNA in years. Once WWE put out that they're in agreement with TNA to share talent between NXT and TNA, they said they had thousands of walk-up sales the next day in Dallas.
Yep.
For it.
Everybody wants to see Joe Hendry.
I believe in Joe Hendry. Finally, just spoiled. He beat Nick Nemeth for the title finally, and the crowd loved it. So
I'm just shocked that Joe Hendry got through Ryan Nemeth.
Well,
they kicked him out of the arena.
He was removed.
No, I mean his first fight.
His first one.
When he had to prove himself to people.
Yeah.
And he started at the bottom.
Yeah.
I might as well start out with you. Can't get any lower.
That was good though. I watched the clip where Ryan came out and he was talking about and like that whole clip, man. He was so good. Talking about my brother, because everyone always like he's not Brian Nemeth, he's Dolph's brother.
Yeah.
So and then
Let's look at your career highlights. Nick's brother. The end.
But that whole thing that like Santino was great, like kicking him out and calling security on him. It was really, really funny.
I love Santino.
I do too.
What else we got?
Next up from just regular listener of the podcast, Jacobo, at Tweets by Jacobo. He says, now that the 12 days of Christmas are over, which day's gift would you give to your worst enemy?
I don't know
Which
if I'd
gift,
give
I think.
any of these to my friends.
If I didn't have to pay for it because I wouldn't bother spending the type of money to give to my worst enemy, but if someone said, give this to somebody, I'm paying for it, I think I would go for the 6 geese. Because geese are nasty birds.
That's a good call.
I was thinking to get, but any of the birds. I mean, how many birds do you get if you get the 12 days of Christmas?
I'm looking that up right now.
What about the Lords of Leaping? That would just be annoying just to have them outside your house.
Yeah,
all
I
the time.
mean, the drummers drumming are probably worse unless you really like, marching band music.
The rings would be good.
Gold rings I would not give.
No. Let's see here.
So you'd get, 12 partridges and a pear tree?
A partridge and a pear tree, 2 turtle doves, 3 French hens.
But no, you get 12 partridges because you get one every day.
No,
Yeah.
I get that.
You get 22
Yeah.
So you get 7 swans a swimming,
for 6 days.
6 geese a laying,
For 7 days.
4 calling birds,
For 10.
9 days?
9
9
days.
days.
9 days.
you get French hen,
3 of them for 10 days.
turtle doves,
2 of them for 11 days.
and a partridge and a pear tree.
I think I would actually go with the 8 maids of milking because then you have a lot of cows in your yard.
So over the course of 12 days, you would receive 184 birds.
And I also heard technically when, the song was originally written, the gold rings weren't actually gold rings. They were referring to a bird.
Yes.
Like the rings around the neck of, I don't know, a duck or I can't remember what it was. So if you go back, that's another,
The birds I get, but I'm telling you, the 8 maids of milking, you got a lot of shit with cows there. They're just going to be shitting
I didn't
everywhere.
say you get the cows, though. You just get the maids.
You just get the maids.
Yeah, but they're milking.
Yeah,
what are they
you-
milking?
What are they milking? We didn't say they're cow milk.
Your
did we?
Can you milk me?
Your anus?
Why is it always anus talk? Why are we always talking anus?
They're milking Nazis. Yeah, I brought it in.
I wasn't going to say his anus. I was going to say his prostate. Milking the prostate.
Oh, I wouldn't give that to my worst enemy. He might enjoy it.
I do agree. Probably the 6 geese a laying, yeah. Geese are mean.
I mean, you're giving them eggs, I guess, which is being nice, but geese are just evil
Swans
birds.
are not friendly either, though.
Now try and take that egg from that goose. See how that goes.
So we all agree?
Birds, just the birds.
Just birds?
Birds, yeah.
184 birds.
Here! And they just walk away.
What the fuck, man? You hate me that bad? Yup.
Okay. So I will not be sending anything to your house, Jim, because I like you.
Okay, I appreciate that.
That's a lot of birds, man.
What else you got here? Let's wrap this up.
Wrapping this up, Professor Number 1 at Dr. Number 1. Which film has the perfect nude scene?
Ooh.
The Madams Family?
I don't know if he meant porn, but I guess we're going with that. Okay.
I mean, Cousin Tit.
Was it just a giant tit?
No, it was a lady with real long hair and big boobs.
What was Thing?
Thing was a hand.
So, Jason, would you say Embrace of the Vampire?
Oh, God, yes, that's it. 57 minutes, an hour and 8 minutes. Great scenes. Finest work by Alyssa Milano.
Swap?
Well, we might get to swap later on in the show.
There's a they're squatting. There's squirting in it.
Oh, let's see.
I'm not sure there was a great nude scene in Swamp.
But there wasn't a bad nude scene either.
There were a lot of them.
Jim, what you got?
Red Sparrow.
Oh, Red Sparrow is a good one. Jennifer, I was going to say Love Hewitt. That's not it. Jennifer Hudson.
Lauren.
Or Lawrence?
There you
Jennifer
go.
Lawrence. Yes.
One of the Jennifers.
Red Sparrow was good.
That was a good one.
Wild Things?
Yeah. And then Denise Richards talked.
Well, we say the same thing about you every week, so.
Burn!
But I'm not getting naked.
Thank goodness.
Well, I did lose my pants.
Well, the piano.
Oh, Harvey Keitel. Man, that penis. Man. Hey, Harvey Keitel film. Guess we see a penis. I've only been in one that I've shown a penis. Two.
Does Donald Trump say the 40-year-old virgin?
Why?
There's the scene with Stormy Daniels.
Oh,
where she
is she
gets
in it?
naked. Stormy Daniels is in his dream.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You put pussy on a pedestal.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to embrace a vampire. Okay. We all good then? You got the Manimal film, or what was that?
The Manimal.
Oh my god!
Yes, I have the Manimal film. We'll go with that.
I'm gonna go with NYPD Blue.
Oh, Sipowicz ass! Look at that! Look at that hairy ass! Yeah, slap it, Jimmy Smits.
Whichever Jason Segel movie.
That did not happen.
Smack it, Ricky Schroeder. Oh, use a silver spoon on that ass. Smack.
I was disappointed that
he
Rick,
is really going off the rails right now.
yeah, he's spiraling.
Sipowicz's ass gets it to me, man.
I think he needs to get to bed. I mean, he's getting a little slap
am.
happy.
A long week. It's only Tuesday.
Such a long week.
A long week. What is it? Friday? It's Tuesday, sir.
Oh, fuck.
Jay, have you got some news of the geek music
No,
for me?
no,
Okay.
I don't.
News of the geek. Yes, it is. Jeff slacking as usual. Thanks, DJ Fatty Fingers.
DJ Fatty Fat. Is that a fat joke?
Yes, it is.
Most definitely is.
Per International Business Times, where Jim gets all of his news from.
I do.
Only the
Only my international business news.
They really don't have much, though. It's kind of surprising. Let's see here. Rapper 50 Cent.
He was shot 9 times.
He was. Has discussed many times that his values remain rooted in hard work. He has often expressed the importance of earning one's way to the top regardless of background or connections. An attitude he also expects from his children. That expectation has contributed to a strained relationship, though, with his eldest son, Marquise Jackson. According to a recent TikTok, we'll make a jump video.
No.
Hey, it's back up. 50 Cent allegedly opened up about his disappointment over the deteriorating relationship with his 27-year-old. Despite allegedly receiving over $10,000 per month in child support from his father, Marquise still sought financial support, which deeply troubled 50 Cent. Quote, "He thinks being my son means he doesn't have to work," the rapper stated. The rift deepened when Marquise reportedly turned down 50 Cent's offer to help him set up a business to generate up to $1 million monthly, but Marquise declined. Reflecting on the missed opportunity, 50 Cent explained that he could not reconcile with the idea of his son believing that his father's wealth was his own. In October 2022, Marquise made headlines when he offered to pay 50 Cent $6,700 for 24 hours of his time. According to People, the offer was posted on Instagram referencing the $6,700 monthly child support that 50 Cent had been providing. This is the best part. Marquise wrote, "Since you all think $6,700 is so much money, someone tell my pops I will pay him $6,700 for just 24 hours of his time so we can do everything I ever wanted to do with him as a kid." The $6,700 a month, according to Marquise, he received wasn't quite enough to maintain the lifestyle he felt he deserved based on their being related to the rapper, especially while living in New York City. Quote Marquise, $6,700 a month in the state of New York? You do the math, he told ex-rapper Choke No Joke.
I thought he was getting 10,000.
I guess it was $6,700 at one point. I don't know. You're talking about a Forbes lister. You're talking about someone that has problems with everybody. You can't just live in any neighborhood. $81,000 is not a substantial amount of money. You can't just live anywhere. You're talking about you got beef with everybody in the industry. You can't just live anywhere. If I told you right now you got to start your life over right now with $6,700 a month and rebuild your life, you can't. Can you do it?
Yes, in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I can.
Yep.
This guy's only giving me $81,000 a year.
So, Marquis, you can kind of go fuck off. We just lost Marquis Jackson as a listener.
Many high-profile... Well, he doesn't have a good iPhone, though, to listen to us, so it's okay. Many high-profile figures have faced similar challenges when raising children in an environment of abundance. Celebrities like Gordon Ramsay and Shaquille O'Neal have implemented strict rules to teach their children the value of hard work. Ramsay, for example, does not allow his children to fly first class, explaining that they haven't yet earned the privilege. O'Neal expects his 6 children to present viable business plans if they want financial support, emphasizing that he will not give them money simply because they are his children. Jeez.
I mean,
good for him.
yeah.
In contrast to simply handing over wealth, Many affluent individuals, including celebrities like Elton John and business moguls like Damon John, have opted to set up trust funds for their children. These trust funds ensure that the money is distributed according to specific guidelines, often tied to significant life events such as college, marriage, or starting a business.
I'm sorry. I like how they had to say these two specific celebrities set up trust funds for their children and then explain trust funds.
Yes.
Like the people reading the International Business Times would be unfamiliar with what a trust fund is.
I think they did it because they knew Marquise was going to be reading this column, so that's why they had to do it. Okay, Marquise, this is what a trust fund is.
So you put money away from me and I can access it whenever I want?
Yes. No. What's your business plan?
I get money, then I go to the store and buy things.
Okay. Do you think $6,700 a month in New York is going to be okay?
No.
Do you think you should move from New York?
I need at least $670,000 a month.
Okay. Here's the idea. Don't live in New York.
Where else am I supposed to go?
Huntsville, Alabama. Roll Tide! That'll work. I just like the whole, how dare I have only $6,700 a month?
I still don't understand because he was getting $10,000 a month, and then he all of a sudden was getting $6,700.
I wonder if it went down. Well, there is a story that he actually did take his one of his baby mamas to court because she didn't think she was getting enough, and they're like, "No, you're actually getting way too much," and they actually lowered it.
Yeah.
Was that a 50-cent thing?
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Actually, he was paying her like
$10,000. It was $25,000 a month or something like that.
I'll find it.
But it was a agreement between them, like a mutual agreement. He's like, "I'll pay you this," and so she got mad eventually because she's like, "I should be getting more money." And so per month, and then and he was given a decent amount, and so she took him to court, and the court's like, "No." Yeah.
I saw that story, but I didn't remember who it was associated with. I didn't realize it was 50
I saw this on like Joe Judge Brown or one of those shows where woman wanted so much in money and child support, and the guy's like, "I'm giving her. This is how much I make. This is how much I'm giving her," and he was like, I'm not going to give her more. And like, "Well, you got a raise." And he's like, "Yeah, I did." And she goes, and then she's like, "But I need the money for school for this and this." He goes, "I pay his tuition too."
Well, besides that,
and he lives with me half the week.
Yeah,
and the ladies go, "But I need more." And a bunch of the judge is like, "You're lucky you're getting anything," and cut them out in half.
So according to this, it says 50 Cent pays $6,700 a month in child support to his son Marquise. He was previously paying $40,000 a month, but he went to family court to reduce the amount.
Yeah, because she was getting mad about the amount, and so he's like, "Fine, we'll just go to court and figure it out." Yeah.
No,
that did not work out well.
The worst one I saw was, one of the shorts or something on YouTube where the lady was suing her husband for more child support. The child stayed with the husband most of the time. He was the primary caregiver and was paying her money, and she wanted more. And the judge is like, "He shouldn't be paying you anything. Why is he paying you?" And she's like, "Well, when the child is over at my house, I have to do,
feed him." And,
and it's like, and you think you're a parent in this too.
So this says he voluntarily paid $40,000 a month. That's what he volunteered to pay that, and she agreed to it. But I guess she said that wasn't enough. So he took himself to family court so he could have a judge reassess the family's child support arrangement. And the court said, "Oh, you only have to pay $6,700.
So stupid question. I'm not familiar with this. Do you have to pay, is that, say $40,000 a month, right? Is that like before taxes, after taxes? What is that? Do you know? Does anybody know?
That should be after taxes because that money's already taxed.
Okay. I was just curious.
Because he paid taxes when he got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you tax child support money, although I would never put anything past our government.
I was just curious because if she's getting $480,000, and I'm sure that $480,000 is not all going to the kid, even though it's supposed to. Like,
it's supposed to.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be. It's not earnings for her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not
that
taxed
is
because
supposed
it's
to be
not-
obviously like paying for the place for the child to live, paying for his clothing and education and food and things like that. That's what I mean. If she's using that money to buy fancy clothes and stuff like that,
I got it.
and you could prove that's where she's getting the money from because she's got no other income, then there might be a problem.
I was just curious on the tax. Okay. Real quick, let's go through the box office news here, Jeff.
Oh yeah, I got that, don't I?
Yeah, you do. Box office news!
I was expecting
we'll do
story
that next
number
week.
2, but
We already talked about Joe Hendry, too.
let's see. Joe Hendry won the TNA Championship.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
And the box office news of January 17th through the January 19th of 2025. Number 1, Mufasa: The Lion King made $15.5 million, a total of $210 million on a budget of $200 million.
It's a hit.
So we're going to see more live-action lion movies.
I hate parents.
We didn't take our kids to see this.
Well, thank you.
Coming in at number 2, One of Them Days made $14 million in its opening weekend on a budget of $14 million. Hey, when you can make your budget back in one weekend,
Getting
beautiful.
good reviews. It's a comedy.
Beautiful. Number 3, Wolfman, a initial $12 million in its opening weekend on a $25 million budget. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 comes in at number 4, made $11 million, a total of $219 million on a $122 million budget. I think we'll see a couple more Sonic movies coming along the pipe.
They just announced Sonic 4 March 2027.
And Sonic 5 probably shortly behind.
2029.
It's the only films that Jim Carrey will do.
He's officially done after this one.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Because he was in retirement until he came up with the third.
after this one being the third, or after the one that
The
they
third.
just announced? Okay.
Third.
And
But-
coming in at number 5, Moana 2 made another $8.4 million, a total of $445 million on a $150 million budget.
Stop watching Moana.
We will not stop watching Moana. The Rock needs his money.
Oh, Black Adam 2 should be coming out soon.
Like I said, The Rock needs his money. He might decide to self-produce a Western or something, whatever.
Horizon 3.
He needs money to run for president.
What else we got? What we got coming up, Jim?
We have 6 this week.
Okay.
All right.
We have Flight Risk. A pilot transports an air marshal accompanying a fugitive to trial. As they cross the Alaskan wilderness, tensions soar and trust is tested. As not everyone on board is who they seem.
Mark.
It doesn't look horrible, but I can't get over Marky Mark's bald spot in his bald cap. I can't get over it. It looks bad.
Michelle Dockery, Topher Grace,
Oh.
Leah Remini, Paul Ben Victor. Yeah.
Okay.
How can you be anti-Leah Remini? I mean, she was in Saved by the Bell for that one
She
summer.
was. That was a nice season.
Stacy.
Next, we have Brave the Dark. Haunted by torturous childhood memories, Nate Williams finds himself engulfed in darkness. When his drama teacher, Mr. Dean, bails him out of jail and takes him in, Nate must confront his past before it leads to his own destruction.
Whoa.
That is, who's in this? Jared Harris, Sasha Bosson, Will Price, Nicholas Hamilton, Martin Jarvis.
Jarvis.
Then after Brave the Dark, we have The Colors Within. A girl who can see colors in people's hearts joins a band with 2 other people. This is animated. It looks looks anime type.
Anime.
Anime.
Coming in July. Anime convention.
And then we have Presence. A family becomes convinced they are not alone after moving into their new home in the suburbs. Lucy Liu, Julia Fox, Chris Sullivan. Any other names we'd recognize? No, not really.
Okay.
Steven Soderbergh film, directed. Presence. And then after that, we have Inheritance. Ooh. When Maya learns her father, Sam, was once a spy, she suddenly finds herself at the center of an international conspiracy. As everybody's favorite kicker in it, Rhys Ifans.
Is that guy smoking on the field?
He is.
I'm wiry.
He's wiry.
Her best weapon is wiry. Say it with me. Wiry. Say it with me.
And lastly, we have Bao, Artist at War. The inspiring love story of Joseph Bao, artist, forger, Holocaust survivor. Using his artistic skills, humor, and hope in the camps, Joseph stays alive and helps hundreds to escape. Miraculously, he finds love in the midst of despair.
So glad I didn't say anything about that film when you said the title.
It has Emil Hirsch.
Is it about Nazis?
Inbar Lavi, Jan Tool.
I bet you Nazis are in it.
No.
There probably will be some Nazis in it.
Okay. Is that
like
it?
Josh Blacker plays Commandant Girth, so he's probably a Nazi.
Was it For Love or whatever it is? Did you see that trailer for the Short Round film that comes out?
Oh, yeah.
That looks fun.
I saw that, and I'm like, damn, it sucks that I can never pronounce his name, Short Round. Like, sat out of Hollywood for like 30 years.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, the way he, just in the previews for that, it's like, oh, shit, he could have done some martial arts films as well as any of the
And he was
martial arts
funny in
actors.
Loki season 2. I enjoyed him.
Well, in Bao Artist at War, Brad Abramenko, his character is Nazi.
Oh, well, there you go. Nazi talk. Is that it?
That is it. That's 6.
Okay. Jeff, we got some top 5. Let's get some top 5 music.
Boy, oh boy, weren't they great. That's the Lobotomized Monkey, and now, the top 5.
Top 5 this week. Jeff, what's top 5?
The top 5 is the worst films that you have seen. Oh, wait a minute. Since 2010, I thought it was in the last 15 years.
I thought it was since 2015. I thought it was in the last 10 years.
I thought it was in the last 15 years.
Well, whatever.
2009 is in the last 15
Well,
years.
you know, we're kind of, the outline doesn't always. The reason I thought about this one is because we were talking last week off on a Friday night when we were out, all of us. We were talking about at Seinfeld Trivia, which we did not do well on. We were talking about the bad films that we previewed when you used to work at the theater. So this was like,
Unfortunately, it's been 15 years since we previewed at the theater.
Yes, but I've seen enough bad films in that time. Brian, do you want to go first with your number 5?
Sure.
Okay.
Number 5 for me, The Ridiculous Six.
That is my number 3.
Put it on the board. That's Sandler?
Yeah, it's the
Netflix.
Western, Netflix
Oh.
Western.
Taylor Lautner was awesome in that.
No, he wasn't. Yeah, that was rough.
Jeff, number 5?
My number 5 is, I can't remember if this had the or not. The terrible version of the Suicide Squad with
2016.
With Will Smith.
The Will Smith
That's
Suicide
2016.
Squad.
Yeah.
The one that Will Smith all over it.
He did Will Smith all over it. All over their face. It was awful. My number 5, I got a lot of them here. We'll go with this one. The new Space Jam. Oh,
Didn't see it because I didn't want to see it. Looked horrible. so I didn't watch it.
It was right after COVID, or like, you know, when you were still somewhat coming out, and that
Yeah, it still looked horrible.
it was awful. And my kids wanted to see it, and it was nobody liked it. LeBron James, but it was awful. New Space Jam. Jim, number 5.
I'll go with this movie, even though I didn't see it, but everybody said it's so bad. It won a bunch of Razzies. The Emoji Movie.
Hey, that's my number 4.
Yeah.
Put it on the board. I mean, it's an honorable mention for me. Honorable mention.
And then I did watch this one because a bunch of people said, my number 4, a bunch of people said it was bad, and it has an absolutely huge cast of like hundreds of famous actors. Would be Movie 43.
I've seen that on several lists.
They have a bunch of shorts, and a couple of them are amusing. Watching Jeremy Allen White take his date out, which is a broom with a face painted on the front, and his parents are, I'm trying to remember who played his dad. The guy who played not Wolverine, but Sabretooth.
The wrestler. Oh no.
Liev Schreiber.
Liev Schreiber, yeah. That was kind of amusing, but overall it was not a good movie.
You know what I just came to the realization of? Is that Liev Schreiber narrates Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
You don't recognize his voice, do you?
Nope.
Yeah.
I was watching the AFC, catching up on the one from the AFC, and like I just saw happened to see in the credits, and I was like, no way. Like,
We were watching the Detroit Lions one, I think, from a couple years ago. We were watching it, and my wife and I were like, "That's really him?
Yeah.
Like, that does not sound like him."
nope.
Number 4 for me was Emoji Movie. I can't put it as honorable mention. It was horrible. Number 4 for you, Jeff.
Number 4 for me is, I can't remember which one it was. It was either Revenge of the Fallen or Dark of the Moon.
Does it matter?
I don't know. I don't know what the difference between the two are, but after watching the first Transformers movie, I decided I wasn't going to watch them, but then I was at work one day and wanted to put something on in the background, and it was on, so I turned it on, and it was one of them, but I don't remember which one.
I don't think it really matters which one. Number 4 for you, Brian?
Number 4 for me, The Wrong Missy.
The hell is that?
That's that was that Netflix.
It was another Netflix movie. It was David Spade and
Adam. It was it Sandler?
Sandler
Spade?
was not in it.
Who was it? Spade and
The girl was Lauren Lapkus.
yeah. I found it amusing enough.
I mean, it was bad. Like, and it's mostly Spade. It makes it so bad, but
Sarah Chalk is in
yeah,
it.
she was in it.
Jackie Sandler.
His
Roman
wife,
Reigns.
yeah, it was. Yeah, the premise of it is, and it came out during COVID, so I watched it. Obviously, I watched everything else, but
It's got 33% chance on Rotten Tomatoes, or percent. Sorry. Disaster strikes when a man invites his dream girl to an island resort, but a previous blind date with the same name shows up instead.
it was just
91% loved the casting, though.
yeah. I mean, it had Rob Schneider, Swardson was in it,
Bobby Lee, Vanilla Ice,
yeah, Vanilla Ice was in,
Molly Sims.
Yep.
Molly Sims.
What's your number 3?
Let's see here. My number 3. I'm gonna go with. Let me look at my list here. Hillbilly Elegy.
Oh yeah, I saw
3 for 3 on Netflix movies.
Yeah,
Should have been the book. The book is really good. Mm-hmm. But the movie is just. It's way over. They overdo the characters and the story they're just trying way too hard.
it got bad reviews.
I mean, I was excited about it because I read the book and I liked the book, and the casting the movie should have been better. It had Glenn Close, Amy Adams, it had a good cast, and it should have been better. But It was not.
Jeff, number 3.
Number 3 was Ridiculous 6 for me.
Number 3 for me is Doolittle with Robert Downey Jr., 2020. I actually wasn't against watching it again during COVID, and I wasn't against watching it because I was like, "Oh, Downey's in it." New little twist. It was horrible film. Jim, number 3.
I'll go Happy Time Murders.
Yeah, I really wanted to like that.
I wanted to like it again. Brian Henson doing like a crime movie with using puppets and live action.
Yeah,
and
the problem was Melissa McCarthy shat too much in sinks every single scene.
She didn't shit in a sink in that movie.
Oh, I may have watched the wrong thing. That was in development hell for years, and I really want. And I kept talking about. I think I talked about it on our first year.
Oh yeah, you really wanted to see it then.
It was not good. Number 2 for you, Jim.
Number 2 for me, Swap.
Number 2 for me is Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas. I'm not kidding you. I watched it just to see like how it was. Oh my gosh, I still don't know how it got produced.
You're an idiot.
I am an idiot. It was on Tubi. Number 2 for you.
Number 2 for me is the Pink Panther 2.
Shampoo. Nope, wrong one.
Yeah, that's
Hamburger.
well, that was the first one.
Cheeseburger.
That was Saturday Night Live.
Oh, cheeseburger.
No Coke.
But I just watched the Steve Martin's Pink Panther. It was terrible, and I stupidly watched Pink Panther 2.
Number 2 for you.
Number 2 for me, we're going to go 4 for 4 with Netflix films. Leave the World Behind.
Yeah.
Can't you on Netflix? Okay. Subscription.
The problem is they only have a limited number of good things, and I've watched all the other good things and all the other ones, so I got to watch something. So that's where these come into play.
Is your number 1 a Netflix film?
It is not. But yeah,
It's a Serbian film.
yeah. Leave the World Behind. It was so bad that I stopped watching. I didn't even finish it. I couldn't finish it. And that's another one where the cast was so good that it should have been way better than it was.
That's your number 1.
Number 1, I hope it. It is going to be Gotti, the John Travolta version.
Yep.
I thought you loved that.
You did. I do remember you talking about that.
I wanted to love it
Because it was filmed here in Cincinnati.
It was filmed in Cincinnati, and it was god awful.
Is there another number 1 that was in Cincinnati that you picked?
I don't think this one was filmed in Cincinnati, but it is also another mafia related film, Capone. And again, Tom Hardy plays Al Capone. Should have been way better than it was. Those two they're so fucking bad, man.
Ugh.
Just so bad.
Jeff, number 1?
Number 1 was G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra.
I forgot about that one.
It was terrible.
Hey, it's okay.
Terrible.
We saved America. We saved the world.
Is that the one with The Rock?
No, that was the second one.
No, this was the first one.
First one, they
Channing
blew
Tatum?
up Paris, basically.
Channing Tatum did show up in the second
one too,
but yeah, no, Channing Tatum was the star. Joseph Gordon-Levitt was Cobra Commander.
Marlon Wayans. He was Ripcord.
Oh, I didn't even remember that.
We ended up. You were still at the theater for that one, weren't you?
Nope,
No?
we went to preview it with people who I worked with.
Okay.
But I was already out of the theater. I was just looking at that type stuff. I'm like, that just fit 20 or 15
so bad.
years. But
so bad. Number 1 for me, I hope you did. It's Honk for Jesus with Sterling K. Brown. My wife and I, we were like, hey, it was on TV. It was on Netflix.
I remember you telling us when you watched it.
And we're like, hey, that guy looks funny in it. And he's a preacher, and it is going through a divorce and is not good. That was painful. And the other one, it was back to back. We had 2 date nights like at home, just like after the kids went to bed. And we turned on Coming to America, the sequel. And oh my gosh, I wanted to love that so bad. That was so bad. So those are my top 2 or top 1. Number 1 for you?
Number 1 for me, it was difficult to put anything ahead of Swap, but
But you found something.
I'm going to go with the movie Please Don't Destroy the Treasure of Foggy Mountain.
Didn't that just come out?
Last year.
Oh, okay.
But it's over a year old. It's the guys from Saturday Night Live, the Please Don't Destroy group. It's dumb humor. There's really not a good story to it. It's just a reason for those guys to have a bunch of jokes thrown in.
Yeah.
But there's no. The plot wasn't good. The acting wasn't good.
Did Lorne produce it?
Probably. Conan O'Brien was in it. He plays the one guy's dad. Of course, he looks like they're both tall guys with the red hair and funny looking.
Let's see here. Before we get to honorable mentions, let's see here. Let's see. We have from Brian.
Are you okay over there, Jeff?
Brian
No,
Hour.
I saw Steve's list, and I can't believe I forgot that movie.
He has Madam Web, Morbius.
Didn't see it. Morbius was not good.
This is a good one. Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Love the first one.
I didn't see the second one.
Second one's not good.
It wasn't
Transformers.
good.
Sorry, The Last Night.
I didn't. Like I said, I stopped after
This
whichever one I saw.
This is an honorable mention for Wonder Woman 1984. So bad. So bad.
It's better than a lot of these other movies that are out there.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't good, but I mean, I was able to find 5 bad movies, and I tend to avoid bad movies.
Doug, number one fan, had Lightyear. Oh, the
Buzz Lightyear one.
Jurassic World. Stop it. Uncle Drew. Oh, the basketball one.
Jurassic World was not good, but
I didn't watch
better than a lot of
like
these
Uncle
others.
Drew came out. I'm like, I'm never going to watch this.
Yeah. Oh no, I wasn't watching that.
Wonder Woman 1984. Jeff. Last Jedi. Dana Gardens, I agree with him.
Was this Blake's list?
Dana Gardens, every movie that Wes Anderson has made. Good man.
Oh, you're terrible, terrible.
I do not take in, like when he says he likes things for the most part, I take it with a grain of salt.
Well, yeah, this is the person who honestly likes Mariah Carey. All I Want for Christmas year round.
Oh. Jacoba, Celebrity Jacoba. He had, he hopied number 5, Expendables 2 and 3.
What a jerk.
Number 4, The Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker. Rise of Skywalker, I did think about. Number 3, now some of these are a little bit more than 15 years, but we'll give him a pass. It's his top 5. The Happening. What?
Nothing happened.
The Trees.
The wind blew, I think.
Bird Box. And I really like this one, but I haven't seen it in 20 years. Cider House Rules.
I never saw it, but
I mean,
I never heard people. I
if
never
you're
heard
doing like
someone
what
hate it.
Shyamalan with Old, that I saw that on somebody's list. That's and that was an M. Night movie, wasn't it?
Old.
Yeah,
Old, yeah.
Yeah.
that wasn't good, but I still don't.
I don't think it's up there with. There's a lot worse ones. I agree. Like I said, Wonder Woman was on my honorable mention. It's probably farther down on my honorable one because there's a lot worse films than that. Jeff, what do you got? You got anything?
Well, we got Steve from Everything I Learned from Movies,
Everything I learned from movies.
and this is. I'm sorry, I guess I blocked this out of my mind, but Fan Four Stick, or the Fantastic Four from 2015,
Josh Trank.
the Josh Trank.
We talked about that last week.
Yeah. I try to forget about it, so it didn't even come to my mind. I should have probably put that on my list because I think Suicide Squad was.
I'm Dr. Doom. I work for the COVID lab. Get out!
Number 4, Madam Web. Number 3, Old, as Jim was just mentioning. Number 2, The Jesus Rolls. I don't know that
That's
one.
the Lebowski sequel.
Yeah.
Or,
the Jesus.
the Jesus.
Okay.
John
John
Turturro.
Turturro.
I am the Jesus.
Jesus Cantera. And number 1, Gem and the Holograms.
Gem. Truly outrageous.
I didn't want to watch the movie because I just love the cartoon so much.
Oh, exactly.
Sounds good as Gummy Bears.
We also have Nick
It
Mayer.
wasn't.
What's that?
Nick Mayer.
Okay. What just got Nick?
Number 5, he's got Fever Pitch. Number 4, Disaster Movie.
Oh, yeah.
Number 3, Biodome.
I don't think these are in the last 15 years.
No, they aren't.
That's okay. That's okay.
Number 2, Highlander.
Oh,
I'm assuming he meant Highlander 2.
It's got to be Highlander 2 because Highlander is the one
The Oscar for best movie ever.
That's true.
And number 1, Robin of Locksley.
Nick Mayer does have a we should watch. He does have another one for us.
Oh, yeah, I did see the message he sent us.
So we will get to that next week. I apologize. I'll put it on the outline for next week. But yeah, he's got another show we got to watch.
Are you going to watch it this time?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks good.
I watched the other one last time.
Oh, it was a show to watch or a show?
A film to
yeah,
watch.
no, it was. I thought it was a for whatchamacallit. What's the
Epic?
No, plot lines.
plot lines? I thought he was asking for a plot line.
Oh,
so-
maybe it was a plot line. I'll get to it.
Yeah,
I'll find
there's
it
a
out.
difference on if we're trying to guess what it's about or we actually are going
I think
to
it
watch
was the plot lines. Never mind.
No, I think we should watch it.
That's fine. After we guess what it's about.
It's on Tubi.
There you go.
Wait, well, we can just guess what it's about right now. Pull it up, and then we can watch it.
I'll find it.
All
Okay,
right.
keep going.
We got Kevin Brigger. He's got number 5, Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. It destroys his love of these films.
It's not a good film. I will agree with you on that.
Number 4, The Emoji Movie.
I got it.
Number 3, Jack and Jill.
Oh, yeah.
Dunkachino.
Number 2, Justice League: The Whedon Cut. That was in my honorable mentions. And number 1, Cats.
The Butthole Edition?
Which
Butthole
studio
edition.
executive said, "Okay, good film" after a screening? He didn't specify butthole or not butthole.
Can we have the anus in this one?
You and your anus.
Different.
Oh. What?
And he had an honorable mention of The Rise of Skywalker.
Gotcha. Anyone else?
No, that's all on.
Real quick, what was it, Jim?
The movie is Colossal from 2016.
Okay. And that's the plot lines, or we're going to watch it?
Both. We do plot lines right now, and let's watch it next week.
Okay.
Colossal, 2016.
It's about giant. It's like a Jack and the Beanstalk is what I'm going with.
I'm gonna say it's gonna have something. It's gonna be set in like a Roman era.
Who stars in it?
Gerard Butler.
Oh, yeah, he would star in a antiquities movie like that. I was going to guess it was post-apocalyptic.
That could be a good one. Yeah.
Again, I can't say. I when I was pulling
saw
it
it.
up, I saw. I just saw who's in it.
Is
So-
any of us close?
I'm going to get
Well, I didn't see what the.
Yeah.
I just saw who was in it.
Okay.
this post-apocalyptic, and I'm going to guess Mandy Moore.
That's a good pick. I'm going to pick Taylor Lautner in mine.
If my Colossal, I would have to do. It's going to deal with somebody like a company, and they're making like a building, like they're building a skyscraper or something that's going to like blot out the sun.
Okay. So Mr. Burns.
Yes,
Well, what is it?
Simpsons did it.
So it's not like Skyscraper then.
With Nev Campbell and The Rock.
Colossal, 2016.
Uh-huh.
Gloria is an out-of-work party girl.
Nope.
Forced to leave her New York City and move back home. When reports surface that a giant creature is destroying Seoul, she gradually comes to the realization that she is somehow connected to this phenomenon.
Okay.
Okay, it's
That
a
was
monster
not
movie.
what I was expecting.
Starring
Yeah.
Anne Hathaway, Jason Sudeikis.
Wow.
And we missed this one.
Okay. Next week, Colossal.
Tim
We probably
Blake
talked about it
Nelson.
on the. We'll have to go back and check.
2016.
Doug, go back and check 2016 before the week before Colossal came out. Did we talk about it?
Wow. Okay. Titles for the show?
Oh no, we're not done yet.
Well, we got to. Hurry up. I'm sorry, not titles for the show. I'm sorry, bad idea of the week.
Mad Libs, jackass.
Oh,
We have 2 new Mad Libs.
okay. Which ones?
Ooh. Christmas presents.
We have the Marvel Spider-Man,
That's tempting.
Ooh.
and we have The Office.
Office. We got
Office.
the Office.
Office.
Go ahead and do your bad idea while I get
Bad
this,
idea of the week. taking your ex-husband or daddy's baby's daddy to court to get more money and losing. That is bad idea.
No,
number
she didn't take him to
217.
work to court.
But other people did.
Wow. did.
While getting
That's a good
$40,000 a
call.
month in child support,
Yep.
Yeah, when you're getting overpaid.
fighting to get more.
Yes.
and you lose $33,000 a month. That's the bad idea.
Yes.
Losing $33,000 in child support.
Because you're a greedy bitch.
I think that's one of his songs.
She's a greedy bitch.
I think that was South Park. What you got?
No, that's what would Brian Boitano do.
What would Brian Boitano do
If he was here right now,
He would
such
kick
a-
an ass or two.
That's what Brian Boitano would do.
All right, Jeff, give me an occupation.
Occupation, I will say accountant.
Oh, I was going to say figure skater.
Oh, I should have. I messed up.
Jason, give me an adjective.
Pretty.
Jim, give me a verb.
I will go with skip.
Oh.
Either if you want to skip something over or you skip like
With hands.
Hop, skip, and jump.
Jeff, give me an adverb.
Oh, an adverb.
Man, those are the tough ones.
Pleasantly.
Jason, give me a verb that does not end in ing.
I like how you have to specify that.
He doesn't. Well, to you he does.
Yes. Run.
Jim, give me a verb ending in ing.
Yes, I get to do one ending.
I think he did that on
ing.
purpose. Fucking.
Caring.
They fuck.
Jeff, give me another occupation.
Figure skater.
Figure skater. Yes. I got to use it. Thanks, Jim.
Jason, give me a noun.
A noun. Vibrator.
Jim, give me a plural noun.
Like for muscles. Like so you can massage.
Oh, yeah, sure.
A plural noun. Lightsabers.
Ooh.
You were going to boo me and realize, oh, I kind of like that one.
Lightsabers are cool. Never mind.
Jeff, give me a number.
69.
Nope, I'm not doing that.
79.
42.
I thought about that, but I think we'll go
37.
8,412
Ooh, in a row?
in a row.
Jason, give me an occupation.
Thug.
Jizz mopper.
Okay, that actually amused me because of that whole. Did you just be a jizz mopper?
Jim, give me an adjective.
Assistant.
Jeff, give me a last name.
Man, I'm getting these out of left field. I haven't had a noun or verb or
Skywalker.
a last name. I'm trying to think of a good one. Holt.
Jason, give me something that is alive.
It's alive. Frankenstein. The
Salamanders.
I like that one, Jason.
Thank you.
Frankenstein.
Jim,
Monster.
give me an exclamation.
Shazam.
No.
Nagada.
Exclamation.
Exclamation.
It's poop again.
It's poop again.
Don't put it out with your boots, Stan.
Don't tell me my business, devil woman.
That's when the whores come to town.
Well, I'll just say this because they're asking for the same exclamation after that one.
It's poop again.
Ooh, we get to say it twice.
Jeff, give me a verb.
Thwart.
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 I can spell. Jason, give me a past tense verb.
Fucked.
Of course.
All right. This.
Like Brian's disdain for me. I can spell.
All All right,
Well,
so
Jeff said it, and then you spelled it for him.
Well, it sounded like he was a question on it.
did I say what did you say, Jeff? Or can
it
you
was
spell
just-
that for me, Jeff?
Can you use that in a sentence?
All right, so The Office Mad Lib. This one is called Michael's Leadership Philosophy. People say I am the best accountant. They go, we've never worked in a place like this before. You're pretty, and you skip the best of us. At Dunder Mifflin, we work pleasantly, and we run hard. Sometimes we play hard when we should be caring hard. I guess the atmosphere that I've created here is that I'm a friend first and a figure skater second, and probably an entertainer third.
He is a good skater.
Well, he's a hockey player.
That's right.
After all, what is the most important thing for a company? Is it the vibrator flow? Is it the inventory? Nuh-uh. It's the lightsabers. My proudest moment here was not when I increased profits by 8,412%,
That was pretty good.
or when I cut expenses without losing a single jizz mopper. No. It was an assistant guy. He came to me and said, "Mr. Holt, would you be the godfather of my salamanders?" It's poop again. Too bad it didn't work out in the end. We had to let him thwart. He fucked.
He fucked. Titles for the show.
I'm just saying I like that one because that's actual dialogue from
Yep.
the show.
Yeah.
That we changed up. Ha ha! Lightsabers.
Titles for the show. I have not on the call list. Did I psych you out? Kids are brats. Cancel your Netflix. I can spell. Can you use that in a sentence?
What's the origin of the word?
I had. Did I psych you out? You're forcing the anus right now.
Nope.
I can spell, and it's the lightsabers.
I have handful of candy. I have such a long week. I can spell. I have it's the lightsabers. I have without losing a single jizz mopper. And he fucked.
He fucked.
Let's see. I don't know. It's a lot of birds, man. Let's see. Sand everywhere.
Everywhere.
I like sand. Sir, you are creeping me out. You're 50 years old. I'm just a boy.
Don't force the anus. And without losing a single jizz mopper.
I can't believe I didn't write down "don't force the anus."
So without losing a single jizz mopper, we're
No.
going with.
I do like that's a lot of birds,
I
man.
like that's a lot of.
It's a lot of birds,
A
man.
lot of birds,
A
man.
lot of birds, man.
It's 184 birds. I mean,
That's a lot of birds.
Okay, that's it. Thank you, everybody, for listening for these last 11 years. We really appreciate it. We got 10 more years in us, I guess.
Not 11 more.
Well, episode 1,000. And then we're going to reassess.
Well, the episode 1,000 should be about 9 years, shouldn't it?
Well, maybe. Anyways, thanks for listening. We appreciate it. And we'll be back next week. And Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
bye.
From Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets, there's a history. Not so bad, there's the history. It's the history of bad, so bad. The history of bad, it's bad. History of bad ideas. Podcast.
You are listening to a Hobie.